Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is once again Abyss, and I'm here to predict, at least preview, The Last of Us, developed by Naughty Dog. Now, for those of you who don't know, Naughty Dog is the company that developed games such as Uncharted, the entire series, well, except for Golden Abyss on the PS Vita, but that's another story. They also developed the Crash Bandicoot series, which literally got the PlayStation 1 off of its feet. I mean, they developed the first three Crash games. There's been others. There's been spin-offs. I believe they developed the Car Racer, the first one on the PlayStation 1. But that's besides the point. The point is, Naughty Dog has a large influence on the PlayStation fan base. Now, I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, for PlayStation fans, such as yourself, because if you're watching this video, you're likely a PlayStation owner and want to get some info on The Last of Us. Now, basically, I've heard just as much as you have. Frankly, there has been too much talk, or as much talk as I thought there would be around the time of its release, which is going to be in May 7th, which, I mean, isn't too far away. Let's see. Well, I mean, essentially, it's a lot like Uncharted from what I've seen in the trailer, and I will also gladly post that in the description. The phenomenal trailer. It's a pretty long one, but you know, it's well worth it. Now, basically, you're two survivors in a post-apocalyptic like USA essentially, because everything looks like it's gone to complete shit. Your main character is named Joel, and a young girl named Ellie, I believe, are essentially supposed to survive in this game. So, I mean, frankly, I like this concept because it will not only give it a sort of survival feel like we got in Uncharted, and obviously the gameplay will be very similar, but it'll also create a sort of survival element, I want to say, like let's say Fallout, I think, because I think that's a pretty decent example. Just add a survival element to it, make you feel like you're really in the apocalypse, which I often like games like that. I like games in the apocalypse. They frankly give a survival concept, the nature to it, and the characters are usually more interesting because of this, because of how they react in their certain situation. Now, both characters look, I mean, interesting. I have a feeling Joel will probably be the more interesting of the two, simply because he's the main protagonist, and perhaps I didn't see any humor that much. I don't even think I saw any humor from him. But, you know, frankly, maybe he could pull off a Nathan Drake sort of feel. Logan, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. He hates Nathan Drake. I don't know. Well, I mean, he's a smug bastard, but, I mean, he's lovable, I think, anyways. But, plus Nolan North is an awesome voice actor, but that's besides the point. So my predictions for it are to perform very well, both sales-wise, because, frankly, I think a lot of, if not all, well, not all, but obviously most, PlayStation owners will probably pick this one up if they can. It looks like it actually does look like a convincing standpoint for a game of the year, possibly. I mean, I'm not saying that's a definite. In addition to the trailer, I will also post, I even think is there a trailer, or was it just the gameplay I saw? Well, I'll figure it out, and I'll post whatever I did see in the description, of course. But, you know, other than that, I predict this game to perform well. By most critics, probably a 9. Usually it's about the highest score I ever see a critic rate something, unless it's like Ocarina of Time, or for some reason GameSpot really likes Super Mario Galaxy 2. And I really don't see it. Metal Gear Solid 4, I didn't really, I mean, I liked it, I liked the cinematics, but I don't think that deserves a 10, but The Last of Us is one of those games that gets a 9, but probably maybe deserves maybe a 9.5 maybe. I think it'll probably deserve a 9, I mean, frankly, it looks a lot like the Uncharted games if it can pull off that, but, I mean, a more different approach, it'll be welcomed, it'll be great, so my predictions are, again, a 9 out of 10 possibly, and the sales to do very well. I also predict the gameplay to be fluid Um, Everything will just come together, and if there is an online mode, I'm not completely sure. It'll probably be decently fun. I mean, I think the AI is the the friendly AI is controllable, but I'm not too sure. Maybe it is. Be a cool feature though. So once May 7th rolls around, just do this. I suggest maybe buy it. I mean, I've suggested this for all my reviews so far, and Resident Evil 6 was definitely a disappointment, but more on that later. Um, Frankly, The Last of Us is going to be a very good game, mark my words. I'm signing out.